Alright, so Killjoy is basically the new agent. She's Sentinel, which basically is a defensive type of anchor agents. Two abilities, or the abilities right there are Nano Swarm, which is a C at 200 credits. Alarm Bot, 200 credits. Turret is the E, which is a cooldown ability that you have pretty much starting every time. And then X, which is the ultimate, is lockdown. As you can see there, Nano Swarm is a grenade. You basically throw it, and with this grenade,
Placing swarm
it
grenade.
acts similar to how a Cypher trap works, or Cypher, yeah, the cage, Cypher cage, where you have to look at it and activate it. So you want to make sure that you're always aware of where they are. You know, they obviously appear on the mini map, top left corner, so you could always check it out.
Swarm
Once you
grenade
activate
out.
it, it goes out. It's basically like the Molotov effect from other agents, and it does damage in 15 damage increments every time. And then what you could also do as well is place it in certain locations, like even say here,
Placing
for example,
swarm grenade.
where they may not be able to see where it's at,
Swarm
and it
grenade
pops on
out.
the other side where it would hit, like maybe say like a default plant location,
Here.
like this for example. The reason why this is very strong is because if you were to put it somewhere like here
Placing
and then
swarm
play off
grenade.
of it and they come to plant, once you get into this radius, you could hear it. The fact that you could hear it, someone knows, and they will be able to just shoot it and destroy it. Obviously, right now you won't be able to destroy it because I'm on, you know, it's mine. But someone else will be able to see it and destroy it. So you want to be able to put it in
Swarm
certain
grenade out.
situations that are, you know, maybe further away. Another example, instead of, you know, if this would be a common spot, you don't necessarily want to put it there. You know, you want to put it, say, somewhere like here, for
Placing
example.
swarm grenade.
So this will be able to
Swarm grenade out.
hit the sides and then be able to cover other locations as well, just in case they want to plant on both. So, you know, even pretty much dead center
Placing swarm
would end
grenade.
up working out much
Swarm
better
grenade
because
out.
they would hit both spots and they won't be able to hear it, kind of forcing them off the plant. Right there, it's probably more effective than leaving it to one or the other. And, you know, at the end of the day, it won't reach far enough. And from here, they won't be able to hear it, see it, or know exactly where it's at. I mean, that could be done in many different locations. You could even place one under hookah,
Placing swarm
So it's a
grenade.
really good
Swarm
spot for
grenade
that.
out. Oh. Ah.
because it does damage. It does damage inside the jump out, and it won't get. So that's always another good location to have it. And even in spots like this, where you want it to be maybe say further
Placing
away,
swarm
where
grenade.
they may not know exactly where it is, and they start hearing it there.
Swarm grenade
Yeah,
out.
they, you know, something like this, it could end up being a little bit too risky. It may end up not paying off because you won't cover the whole thing. So in situations where you can try and maybe put one towards the bomb or defend, I would say is probably a much better situation. Or just maybe, you know, say if you're going to throw it into a location,
Placing swarm
activate it the
grenade.
moment it lands.
Swarm grenade out.
Because the problem that you will have with this is in the scrims or in the high level settings, people can destroy it. So especially if they see where it's landing, they're just going to start shooting on the ground and destroy it. Or if they're, you know, you put it in some sort of obvious position, they're going to walk and they're going to hear it and shoot at the ground and destroy it. So that's something to always be careful of. And the cool thing about this ability, when it does explode, the amplification debuff, it's in an area effect, so it will do that to multiple people. The thing that you could also do as well is combo both of them together. Obviously this is not the ideal location to do it, but if you were to put both
Placing
down,
swarm grenade.
the alarm bot goes off and hits somebody,
Swarm
and then
grenade
you're able
out.
to drop the nano storm, it'll do double the damage on that. So pretty much 30 damage a tick, and you'll pretty much be deleted. In one of these situations, you might be able to
Bot coming
you know,
back.
you could obviously recall it back. You can put one, like, say, right here.
Placing alarm bot.
Place one of these bad boys.
Placing swarm grenade.
The moment someone comes and plants, it'll hit them.
Swarm
You
grenade
activate
out.
that, it should melt them, you know, before they could probably even plant the bomb. Something like that is very, very strong. Probably will end up, you know, being more useful to have them around. Then the other cool thing with the alarm bot is that just like the turret, it has a global recall, which you don't even have to be looking at it. As long as, you know, you have one down, you could hit Q,
Bot coming back.
and it'll come right back to you. And then with the turret, the main thing that you want to focus with the turret is, you see right now how the pulse is in front of you? That's where the aim is going to be. In order for you to turn it, say, behind you, you have to right click, kind of acting like the sage wall where it goes left to right, but in this case, it's only in front of you and it's only behind you. And the reason why this is effective is, say you want to place it in, you know, in a position like this. If you were to place it on like a default way, the pulse is going in the wall. If you right click, the pulse is going out the wall. it's actually looking in the right direction. And just like having a sort of setup like this, where say you can have, you know, maybe one of these
Alarm bot out.
over there, even having
Placing swarm
this.
grenade.
All three of these abilities can be very damaging, because once the turret starts damaging and shooting, and once your alarm bot goes off,
Swarm grenade out.
and you drop your nano swarm, it makes it very difficult to even get out of the showers, taking pretty much double damage and getting shot by a turret, which will also do double the damage. That's the other thing that the turret brings the advantage of. It shoots bullets in 3-round bursts, and it does 8 damage per bullet, so totaling 24 if you're within 20 meters. If you're within 20 to 34 meters, it'll do 6 damage for each bullet, therefore 18 damage per burst. And if you're above 35 meters, it'll do 4 damage per bullet, so 12 per burst. It only has 125 HP, so at the end of the day, you do have to destroy it as an enemy first, because it's pretty much all about bringing that thing down immediately. So both of these abilities, the Q and the E, they're both are global recalls. You can be rotating off to the bomb site, make sure no one's going to your way. You can even rotate. Once you see them coming back, you just hit Q,
Recalling my
E,
bot.
and then you wait. They do have a 20-second cooldown, so you do want to make sure that you anticipate potentially recalling them back, but recalling them back is definitely important to have. And then as far as lockdown goes, the ultimate
Initiated. My ultimate is ready.
basically drop down a 13-second timer. You see the radius in the top left corner on the mini map, and it lasts for 8. It basically lasts for 13 seconds, and once it goes off, the debuff lasts for 8 seconds. It'll tell you how many players have been detained in the radius. So obviously, if no one was detained, no one was within that radius at that given time. But the thing is that actual beacon can be destroyed. It has 150 HP, so if you're on the attacking side, you want to try and defend that.
Initiated. My ultimate is ready.
And the key to it as well is that when you play against, say, another Killjoy, is you want to make sure that you're aware of the radius on the top left corner, because it will appear on both sides. And then you want to basically try and play more aggressive, and you want to stop the ultimate from happening. So with the ultimate, once it does actually go off, it will render everyone that's caught inside, practically immobile. They'll be detained, which is what it's called, and it'll just completely, slow them down. They won't be able to shoot. They won't be able to use any of their abilities. So this is one of those moments that you want to be clearing out the whole entire, bomb site. If you could just focus on the minimap right now, you see how there's always going to be the radius that's caught. So for this, for example, let's say that you're trying to retake on defense while they've planted the bomb. If you do something like this right now, and you were to put it right here, the most important thing to do is identify the open spots that are available.
Here.
Because once you know exactly where you can be, or where the openings are, that's how you know how to start clearing the bomb site. Or in other situations where if the other team leaves the bomb site and is playing some sort of retake style, you can try and get one that's a little bit more aggressive, like this, for example. If you were to do this while the bomb is being down, you're going to force the enemies to come your way, because they either have to go and destroy this, or you can basically just freely defuse the bomb on them. So one of the most important things to also do with the ultimate, right now we can zone in on the map, is we identify the locations where the ultimate does not reach. So say if you're retaking a bomb site, and you basically are, staying in a position like this, you won't be able to get all the spots that you want to clear. You'll leave too many open areas that the enemies can fall back to and be hidden. So you want to try and get your ultimate out in a location that's somewhat aggressive, but also maybe like this, for example, that will cover a lot of ground. So right here, that if the enemies want to try and avoid their ultimate, they're gonna have to fall back towards hookah, be hidden towards the back, or even hidden towards long B. There's really nowhere else that they can hide, possibly in this small corner, but even then it's very, very difficult.
Initiated. My ultimate is ready.
In situations like this, they're either gonna have to go, which they won't be able to find it, but in places like this, they won't even be able to hide. So enemies will have to be in some further back positions. If they're caught inside, it's going to be very, very destructive. It's one of those ultimates that you can't avoid. It will checkmate you. So that's pretty much something that you want to try and avoid at all costs. And then the other thing too is that with Killjoy's abilities, they're not going to be as disruptive or as damaging, say, as Ray's, but they are very useful in the sense that you could identify people with a turret and crossfire them very easily. Leave your alarm bot in a location and rotate off of it, which is very, very useful. And the good thing about it is when you do get a chance to play off of your alarm bot, it does more damage. So playing off of your alarm bot is something that's very, very good to have. And then even comboing it with your nanoswarm is very, very strong. So players will be trying to use this agent as a more middle of pack, possibly some sort of entry type agent, because the good thing that you could do when, say, for example, you can basically use something like this, drop your bot, clear this corner, and if he's not there, recall it back, and within 20 seconds and the cooldown, you'll be able to get it back and potentially clear another location. You see, so you're gonna see a lot of situations where people can entry into bomb sites with either one of these abilities, or entry into locations with it, just because they could drop something, easily pick it up, play off the cooldowns, and cycle the cooldowns down, where you can just go ahead and clear things out,
Recalling my bot.
global recall them, and slow entry into locations.